I want to give some history a little bit and dive into my person, dive into the heart behind Another Level of Barbering, because if you begin to get the understanding behind it, then you'll begin to see the vision for it. Conscious enough to look back at my past and realize where I've come from and not take for granted what I've been blessed with today, because I know that it's something that I could not have done on my own. I'm very thankful to the Lord for the life that I have and for the clientele that He's provided with me. So I wanted to just kind of speak about my history and where I've come from. A lot of people don't know that I got into barbering because I ran away from the real estate world. Once I graduated high school in 2004, I wanted to make as much money as I possibly could. And so I thought real estate was going to be it. It was a big boom at the time. And so I got into it, took this class called Real Estate Principles. I was getting really good grades in this class and passing all my quizzes and different things. And, one thing that I find valuable is self-awareness. And as I began to get into this career, there were things about myself that I was just kind of conscious to. And I tell a lot of young people this when I'm talking to them in the chair, is that sometimes you may not know exactly what you want to do, but you should be able to identify the things that you do not want to do. And if you can do that, then you can start to navigate your own future to a certain degree, because you can definitely say what you don't want to do. And when I graduated high school, there were things that I knew I didn't want to do. I knew I didn't want to be in no cubicle. Looking at Jack and Jill, Hansel and Gretel all day. I wanted to see different people. I wanted to get around different personalities. I'm a people person, and I love people. I love connecting with people. And so I knew that that wasn't going to be something for me. I wasn't going to be an office-bound type of person. I also knew that I wanted to be able to make as much money as I was willing to work for. There was certain jobs that I had heard about coming out of high school that had salaries and different things. And the moment that I found out that salary meant that you do not get more money for the more work that you do, you just get a large amount. But if they can work you longer or harder than what you even may feel that you're worth, and there's nothing you can say about that. You can ask them to increase your salary at different points in times, but me, I want that overtime. If I agreed to 8 hours and then I worked 12, I wanted to get 12 hours worth of money, not just the 8 hours that I had a salary for. I wanted to also directly impact the people that were in my life I wanted to be able to give back to people that had loved me and cared about me, and just knew me as I grew up. And I wanted to be able to give back to them in some kind of ways. Whatever career path I was going to go into, I just wanted to give back to them. When you think about what you're trying to do in your future, sometimes you really don't have a grasp on it. You have to try things out. You have to see what it is, but it's the best way to do that is to know who you are. The best way to do that is to be conscious of self. So I got into real estate. I knew that I wanted to be out of a cubicle and get out there and meet new people and see new things. And so I did real estate. I tried to, at least. And I got into this real estate principles class, and I was doing really good. I mean, I was getting really good grades on my quizzes and passing all my tests, and it was feeling really, really good. And this is one thing that I knew about myself, is I hate computers. And it's odd now because now I'm starting to do a lot more computer-y stuff. But back then, 2004, 2005, you couldn't get me on a computer for nothing because I don't like them. There's reasons why. I got robbed. My house got robbed when I was in high school, and my mom never bought me another computer. So everything that had to do with computers was a lot of work. I had to go to the library, print out my papers, all of this extra stuff. And I was like, once I'm done with this school stuff, you ain't gonna catch me on no computer printing out nothing. I'm going to be completely strictly cell phone after this point, because I was so done with computers, essays, all of that stuff. So anyways, back to the real story. And the moment they told me that I had to get back to people via email and reports and cataloging all of the things that I was doing for them, like I thought I was just gonna be able to take some pictures, tell you how much your house cost, and give me my money. Once they told me I had to start writing reports, I was gone. I was gonna drop that class and didn't know what I was gonna do. My cousin, he was already in barber school, and I had a conversation with some friends back in the day, probably like maybe I was a junior in high school or something like that, and I was just like, we were talking and somebody said, man, I should start a barbershop. I was like, a barbershop? What are you talking about? It was just like, yeah, man, you can start a barbershop. Man, I was just like, hey, if y'all go to school, I'll go to school with you. You know, I didn't plan on being no barber, but I'll do something with my spare time. And so my cousin, he was already in barber college, and that thought came back to my mind. Like, out of nowhere, that thought came back to my mind. Like, what about barber college? I looked around on the inside of my heart, and I was like, yeah, why not? Let's do it. So I signed up. I mean, it was no more than about 2 weeks. I had got financial aid, everything. Everything kind of like fell in place, like right in order. And I started going to this school in San Francisco with my cousin. And I was working at 24-hour fitness at the time. So I was getting off at 7 a.m. in the morning because I worked the nighttime shift. And I would be at school by 8 a.m. Now, I'm not going to tell you how my behavior was at the school, but I was there. I made it. I made it on time. When I found out that barbering met my kind of requirements for what I wanted from a career, I didn't have no ceiling on my income. I was going to be able to directly give back to the people that loved me, and I wasn't going to have to see the same people every day. Like, that was a win. And so in the future videos, you guys will be able to get to know me, because I wanted you guys to get a history of who I am, and why Another Level of Barbering exists, and how it came about. And so I'll be doing more of these videos as time goes on, but I just wanted to start off with this one, give you a little prelude. You guys are going to be getting to know me, getting to know why Another Level of Barbering is special to me. And not just because I'm starting this business, but it's the history that have gone into it that makes what I'm doing so meaningful to me.